By now, you may have come to the conclusion that I hate God of War and anything associated with it therein. In regards to the story and character depth or lack thereof, you're right. However, I can recognize good gameplay when I see it. I can genuinely say that any game that rips off God of War's playstyle and gameplay could do a lot worse. Many games have gone down this road, such as Sonic Unleashed, Dante's Inferno, and the subject of this post, Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Now let me be blunt here. Castlevania Lords of Shadow, gameplay-wise, and even to a limited extent story-wise, is not a Castlevania game. Castlevania Lords of Shadow plays quite like God of War. However, instead of light and heavy attacks, you have single target or area attacks. Single target does more damage, but area attacks hit more people, and there's the ever-present kill enemies with a single grapple button, and quick time events. There are a number of other changes to gameplay, but the similarities outweigh the differences in this case. As someone who avoids God of War like the plague, I'm glad there are more wholesome games that let me have well-flowing combat. Now, a few lines ago, you may have noticed that I said Lords of Shadow was rather dissimilar to previous Castlevania games as far as story is concerned. This is true, and if that is a problem for you, I have to question the selection of games you have, since you don't seem to like variety. I do not want to reveal too much about the story for reasons that I will state later, so allow me to reenact my thought process as I played through the game. Wow, they got Patrick Stewart to voice act this? Well done indeed. Balance of light and dark and good and evil again. Why? Why? Huh. Narration is told first person, but not from Gabriel's perspective. How does the guy know what Gabriel's feeling? Okay, so there's the Christian god and the old god, Pan. How odd. Pan seems to be more like a demigod than an actual god. Holy crap, his wife is modest! Revolutionary ideas here! Unholy naked demon chick, Batman. Well, at least I can skip that part whenever I use the crystal. Oh, so the evil of the good order created the Lords of Shadow. Wait, this is the bad guy talking. Why should I believe him? Assuming it is true, though, the Lords of Shadow are the original sin incarnate, which means killing them shouldn't really kill the guys in heaven, since if they do die in heaven, they'll probably just go back to heaven anyway. Oh, great, an evil, selfish abbot. Where have I seen that before? Huh. Gabriel actually states it correctly about the abbot, although leaving him to die was a tad on the harsh side. Redemption requires sacrifice. Well, yes, to a certain extent, that's true, but they don't have Jesus Christ in here, so that doesn't make sense. Wait, what? You're not who you say you are? Ha! Everything you have said is now moot because of that. Nothing you say can be construed as right because your worldview dictates what you said rather than what may be reality. Nice final boss. They get Christianity right? I'm going to let that statement sink in. Yes, these guys pegged Christianity and the basics of how it works right down to the nature of God. They state that God is a God of love and forgiveness. Heck, these guys even use the word repent. What Christians do you know nowadays who use the word repent and actually know what it means? Yet these men who made this game did. Now, they don't state how God forgives us through Jesus Christ as our sacrifice, but considering that this is the closest the game has ever gotten to getting Christianity correct, it's definitely a step in the right direction. My one major problem with this game is what they did with the character after the credits, which they had to in order to set up for sequels in case it made enough money, but they never explain how Gabriel, the main character, got to that position after where he was in the game, so it's rather open to interpretation. There are a few, shall we call them, issues within the story. Mostly small things that when seen as a whole don't make sense. The most prominent example being that if the world is in AD 1040 or whatever the date was, why is there no reference to Jesus Christ? To be fair, the Trinity is a hard concept to grasp, and this world is most definitely not our own, but still, AD is a calendar system based around the birth of Jesus Christ, so not mentioning him in a game based around metaphysics and a religion that uses Christian symbols and Christian words is a tad strange. Now, I've been avoiding telling the story because I really don't want to spoil anything for anyone. There are many gamers out there who will no doubt disagree with me, but I think that you should go and get Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I enjoyed playing it, the puzzles were challenging at times, and learning the boss fights was fun. The story was compelling for me, and the gameplay, for the most part, was smooth, although controlling the character to force him to go a particular speed was rather difficult. It also looks amazing, with fascinating artwork and great attention to detail. It is rated M for many reasons that I can see, as there are images that could be disturbing for those of a younger age, so wait until you're sure you can handle it before you buy it.